Hi guys, welcome to another audio video, and I'll be reading 2 Kings 25 of the King James Version Bible, and it reads, "And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the tenth day of the month, that Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon came, he and all his host, against Jerusalem, and pitched against it. And they built forts against it round about. And the city was besieged unto the 11th year of King Zedekiah. And on the 9th day of the 4th month, the famine prevailed in the city, and there was no bread for the people of the land. And the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled by night by the way of the gate between two walls, which is by the king's garden. No, the Chaldees were against the city round about, and the king went the way toward the plain. And the army of the Chaldees pursued after the king, and overtook him in the plains of Jericho, and all his army were scattered from him. So they took the king and brought him up to the king of Babylon to Riblah, and they gave judgment upon him. And they slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes, and put out the eyes of Zedekiah, and bound him with fetters of brass, and carried him to Babylon. And in the 5th month of the 7th day of the month, which is the 19th year of King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, a servant of the king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem. And he burned the house of the Lord, and the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem. And every great man's house burned he with fire. And all the army of the Chaldees that were with the captain of the guard brake down the walls of Jerusalem round about. Now the rest of the people that were left in the city, and the fugitives that fell away to the king of Babylon, with the remnant of the multitude, did Nebuzaradan the captain of the guard carry away. But the captain of the guard left of the poor of the land to be vine dressers and husbandmen. And the pillars of brass that were in the house of the Lord, and the bases, and the brazen sea that was in the house of the Lord, did the Chaldees break in pieces, and carried the brass of them to Babylon. And the pots, and the shovels, and the snuffers, and the spoons, and all vessels of brass wherewith they ministered, took they away. And the fire pans, and the bowls, and such things as were of gold in gold, or of silver in silver, the captain of the guard took away. The 2 pillars, one sea, and the bases which Solomon had made for the house of the Lord, the brass of all these vessels was without weight. The height of the 1 pillar was 18 cubits, and the chapiter upon it was brass, and the height of the chapiter 3 cubits, and the wreathen work, and pomegranates upon the chapiter round about, all of brass. And like unto these had the 2 pillar with wreathen work. And the captain of the guard took Seraiah the chief priest, and Zephaniah the 2nd priest, and the 3 keepers of the door. And out of the city he took an officer that was set over the men of war, and 5 of them that were in the king's presence, which were found in the city, and the principal scribe of the host, which mustered the people of the land, and 60 men of the people of the land that were found in the city. And Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, took these, and brought them to the king of Babylon to Riblah. And the king of Babylon smote them, and slew them at Riblah in the land of Amoth. So Judah was carried away out of their land. And as for the people that remained in the land of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon had left, even over them he made Gedaliah the son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, ruler. And when all the captains of the armies, they and their men heard that the king of Babylon had made Gedaliah governor, there came to Gedaliah to Mizpah even Ishmael the son of Nethaniah, and Jehonan the son of Kareah, and Seraiah the son of Tanhumeth the Netophathite, and Jaazaniah the son of Maachashite, they and their men. And Gedaliah sware to them and to their men, and said unto them, Fear not to be the servants of the Chaldees. Dwell in the land, and serve the king of Babylon, and it shall be well with you. But it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael the son of Nethaniah, the son of Elishama, of the seed royal, came, and 10 men with him, and smote Gedaliah, that he died, and the Jews and the Chaldees that were with him at Mizpah. And all the people, both groups small and great, and the captains of the armies arose and came to Egypt, for they were afraid of the Chaldees. And it came to pass in the 30th year of the captivity of Joachim, king of Judah, in the 12th month, on the 27th day of the month, that Evil-Merodach, king of Babylon, in the year that he began to reign, did lift up his head of Jehoiachin, king of Judah, out of prison. And he spake kindly to him, and set his throne above the throne of the kings that were with him in Babylon, and changed his prison garments, and he did eat bread continually before him all the days of his life. And his allowance was a continual allowance given him of the king, a daily rate for every day, all the days of his life. Alright guys, so in this chapter we see where kings are risen up and kings fall. And we see where Zedekiah met his end, wherein Zedekiah had thought himself to exalt himself above the king of Babylon. To rebel against the king of Babylon. And they overcame him, and they overtook him, and they took Judah, and they came and they destroyed anything that was left of the house of the Lord. Anything that they could get their hands on, they destroyed and took, and they brought with them anything that they found to be of value with them back to Babylon. And we see here where the prophecy that was given in Kings, sorry, what am I saying in Kings? My apologies, guys. My apologies. There was a prophecy given a while back in Judges, where it says that actually the land would be desolate. Judah and Israel would actually become very desolate, and people would walk by and they would actually think, they would actually snuff their nose when they see all that has happened to Israel, which was a great nation, when they were under the ruling and the guidance and the protection of God. And they stepped out of that grace and out of that protection, from under that coverage, and here it is that they were less than they've ever been before. Basically, they were slaves, yes, as they were in Egypt, but not only were they slaves, but they were granted, they knew what freedom was like. Even when they were in Egypt, they still had God, and God still listened to them. Now they have nothing, because when they were in Egypt, God heard their pleas and he sent Moses to deliver them out of the hands of Pharaoh. But now they have no one because they themselves have turned their hearts away from God, have turned away from God and have provoked the Lord to anger and caused the Lord to actually turn them from his sight and turn his back on them. And guys, I just want to encourage you all that you do not do the same. Okay, do not let the Lord, do not push the Lord to a point where he will actually turn his back on you and not show you any grace and any favor and to just basically give up on you. You do not want that to happen. Okay, because you find yourself in a destitute position and you find yourself unable to overcome even the smallest of obstacles. You will forever be bounded. You forever be slaves to whatever situation come your way. Alright, so guys, I'm gonna leave you with that. Okay, guys, please remember to continue to walk in your salvation. And if you've not yet gained it, then seek it. There's no better time to begin than the present. There's nothing you need more than God right now in this time. Have yourselves a blessed day. Bye.